there guys, Tom here. Thank you very much for visiting my YouTube channel and this, my review of Kingsman The Secret Service. You know, Kingsman The Golden Circle comes out in cinemas this Thursday, and so I thought it'd be fun to go back and review the first Kingsman because obviously I didn't have this channel when that movie came out, and so I'm going to go back and just talk about some of my favourite things about the movie and just review it for you guys and give you guys my thoughts on Kingsman The Secret Service. And that is, of course, a spoiler warning. I will be talking about spoilers for Kingsman The Secret Service. So listen, if you haven't seen Kingsman, the first one, just add this video to your favourites or your watch later list. Watch the movie and come back and join me for this review of Kingsman The Secret Service. What I like first of all about this movie is how this movie starts. The opening title sequence is really, really cool. It puts you right into the movie with a great little action scene. It sets up Colin Firth's character and also Eggsy being the main protagonist of the movie, played by Taron Egerton. It sets up the death of his father, so you understand, you know, his backstory and that he was also training to become a Kingsman. And speaking of Colin Firth, you know, whoever thought Colin Firth would be now this action hero? And I feel like almost like he was born to play this role or a James Bond type role like this. Let's talk about Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson's one of my favorite actors, probably in my top 5 favorite actors of all time. And I love his opening scene as well. The scene that sets him up because he's in a scene with Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill plays a professor in the movie, and I got the biggest kick because I forgot Mark Hamill was in this movie the first time I saw it. I've only ever seen this movie twice, and so seeing Mark Hamill pop up in this movie right at the start and Sam Jackson walks in, I'm like, that's Mace Windu talking to Luke Skywalker. Oh my god. I geeked out just a little bit. Let's talk about the humor in this movie and the way it's used. I love British humor. I think it's the best kind of humor out there, right next to Australian humor, of course. The scene with Harry Hart and Valentine at dinner and they're having McDonald's. I'll have the Big Mac, thanks. I love that scene. It's a great scene. Now look, let's also talk about one of the main set pieces of this movie, the church action killing scene. It's possibly the best scene in the movie. But everyone talks about that scene when they talk about the great action in the Kingsman movie. But I think that scene overshadows a scene earlier on in the movie. You forget it, earlier on in the movie, Harry protects Eggy from a bunch of bullies, I guess you would call them, or thugs, in a bar fight scene. And I actually think that scene is pretty much on par level excitement with the church scene. So they're both great action scenes, obviously. I love them both. But I do feel like the church scene just overshadows. A bit like in Civil War, where the airport scene just sort of overshadows everything else and you forget about that great Lagos action opening scene in Civil War, and you also forget about the Tony Stark, Captain America, Bucky fight at the end. I also love how this film is paced. It's so fast paced, it just keeps moving. This film does not stop to take a breath, and it's really, really exciting and exhilarating. Let's talk about the training scenes with Eggy and Mark Strong's character. And look, when they're all training to become Kingsmen, you know, they have to go jump out of a plane, they get tested, they get asked to shoot a dog, all this sort of stuff. And like I said in my American Assassin review, which by the way, if you haven't seen my American Assassin review, you should go and see it. I said in that the cutting between the main hero training and then the meeting of the bad guys, it took me out of the movie and it didn't really work. In this movie, in The Kingsman, it's an example of how they do it really well, because the meeting of the bad guys is also funny and entertaining. Sam Jackson's villain in this movie, guys, is something that I feel is very different in the world of supervillains. He gave him a lisp, which is just hilarious to watch and listen to. And he's a villain who just can't stomach violence. He just sees blood and he just gets creeped out and grossed out. He doesn't like it. And it's a very interesting take on a villain, and it brought great humor to the movie. So guys, that is my review of Kingsman The Secret Service. Have you seen Kingsman The Secret Service? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know your thoughts on Kingsman in the comment section below. Are you excited for Kingsman The Golden Circle? I know I am. It's coming out Thursday. I'm going to go and see it, and I am going to review it for you guys. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like, comment, and share my content around. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.